Hey folks, this is Kalani. I'm going to be looking at Tribulation mode in the Super Adventure Box. This time we'll be looking at World 1 Zone 2. So this is going to show you the route which I found worked best for me. Obviously there may be variants out there, but this is basically, when I'm doing this, this is the route that I will take. So to start, obviously those jumping pads, relatively simple. Grab yourself your first balloon, jump basically along the waterfall, up into the trees. Bear in mind you'll need to make that lower branch to start the jumps, and then activate the first checkpoint. It's nice and easy. It's not too difficult from there, just lava to worry about. And we've got more lava. So basically, as long as you follow me more or less exactly through this video, you'll be okay. There are some traps which I edge around pretty much to the point of where one little movement would kill me, so you might find a few of those. I'll try and show you some of the key ones to avoid, just to save you some frustration. Now, coming up on the first proper checkpoint, grab that, and now here there are some spikes just before it, so you need to jump on the roots to avoid those. Now going forward, you want to go to the left, to the right there are spikes, and pretty much everywhere on the open field here is spikes as well, so we jump around on the leaves and roots. Now here we've got one of the more annoying ones, but basically it's a large boulder which jumps. Now the best way I found was, as you saw, to bait it to jump by going on the second stone, and then basically jumping back, jumping. So you're going to be really quick. This one's easier because it doesn't jump before you have to be like on top of it, so that's nice. First head around to the left to grab the balloon. Now we need the balloon to activate the checkpoint, so we never have to play about with that big boulder again. So frustrating. Here we need to move around to the right a little bit and then straight up the hill. There are monkeys around here. The problem is if a monkey gets near you, the chance of him knocking you back is really high, and with spikes everywhere, you don't want to have to deal with that. So if a monkey comes near you, I recommend killing it. Now these are the spikes which you needed to avoid. So from here we've got a jump around onto this large root, and then we need to jump down onto the leaves. Jumping on the leaves, you need to make it onto the highest one and then jump off. There are spikes all over that area, so basically landing on a lower leaf is bad. Here, water will kill you, so you need to use the lily pads, and from here on in, as long as you follow my path, you should be safe, rather. I'm sure you'll find all these spike traps anyway. The best way to get around them is to know where they are, so continuing around, you want to try and hug the walls. If you hug the walls, you won't get spiked. Once again, there are a lot of spikes around there. So here we can actually touch the water, which is nice. Using the lily pads, we need to jump up onto the leaves and then jump through. Now we got another balloon machine, so we're going to jump up the leaves a little bit and then drop down to grab that. Now from here, we need to jump back up the leaves. Some of these can be awkward when walking under them, as you can see. Just like poke your way through. And then we can jump up. Now, up in the canopy, there are a lot of traps, but they're in really awkward places, like branch intersections, which you saw me skip just there, and the main body of leaves are trapped quite a lot of the time, but it's okay for now. Go ahead and activate your checkpoint. From here, if we get knocked down, the best way is to die, so make sure you got a few lives. That's why. Now, if we fall basically if we get knocked off there, we have to die to go back up. You can run back up, but trying to get back there without dying is a feat in itself, so the best way I found to deal with this is to roll into the leaf and then try get up as quickly as possible. It can be so frustrating sometimes. Third time lucky? Come on. There we go. Okay, so here we need to jump across the leaves and stay on the outside of this leaf, because there's spikes in that tree. From here we need to follow our way around to the jump pad. Now, from here we want to go up, and basically this is just for the balloon machine. Now once we get the balloon machine, we need to head back the way we came. And we need to be very careful with a few jumps here. So here, we jump across, but not next to the intersection. The intersection is spiked, so we need to jump around there, and then we can happily go grab the checkpoint. if you will, unlock. Please unlock. There we go. Okay, from here we need to jump upwards. Now, if anyone remembers the World 1 secrets, this is basically one of the ways to get some of the more elusive baubles, but obviously because it's Tribulation mode and we have to go the longest way around possible, we need to come up this way. But it's not too bad. So once again, I'd recommend avoiding any branch intersections. We need to jump across to this branch here. And we could just follow it around. Now we need to avoid these two leaves and go for the middle, because they're spiked. From here, it's not too bad. We can happily continue around, but the larger sections of these branches and the middle of these mushrooms are spiked. So we need to edge our way around and completely skip that large area of the branch. From there, we can just grab the checkpoint. Now moving forward, there are a few dangers in this zone. Jumping rocks, and spikes. Now the spike's right at the corner here. There. So you need to be kind of careful how you jump from this location. Obviously once... It's kind of like with the water. This poison will one-shot you. There's a rock there as well, so I'd recommend running around to the right and using that. Now we need to head across here for a balloon. Probably should have killed that with a slingshot first, but never mind. Pretty much every barrel will explode and kill you, so if you can clear it out with a bomb or a slingshot, it's probably best that you do. But they'll never respawn, so that's at least a plus. So grab your balloon and we can head around. Now this entire area is spiked, so if you follow me exactly, it should be okay, but obviously it's going to be a bit awkward. Here, there's spikes just before and just after the checkpoint. So you need to use the jump platform to jump up a decent way, and you need to obviously jump around them when you're going back that way. Now a lot of the leaves here are spiked, so we're going to completely skip the higher ones and just go along the bottom. Now once again, leaves are spiked. Jump down and we can happily get the checkpoint. This rock jumps, which wasn't too bad for me, but obviously bear that in mind. And we're at the final room, so it's not a bad zone. It's actually relatively short. Ow. Okay, remember that fingers will kill you as well. So as I was saying, it's not too bad. Just so much of it is running around the long way that it feels really long, but it's not too bad. The boss is interesting though, because a part of the boss cage is actually spiked, so you need to be careful of that. And obviously if you get knocked off, it's instant death. Pretty much guaranteed instant death anyway. And what's interesting is that there's no point using the other jump pad. The other jump pad that you can release to make it short way back up, because in the hollowed out tree with the jump pad, that's entirely spiked, so you can't actually get back up that way, which I found was quite funny. But if you avoid all his attacks, which isn't too difficult, I'd recommend staying in a relatively small area and just jumping between two locations. It's pretty easy. Without the World 2 circle attack, there's not really much to fear, so get that down and you can happily grab your chest. There's the spikes. But that's not too bad. We've got a rainbow bridge to help us now, so we can happily run back up. Anyway, after you grabbed your baubles, your your Zone 2 token, and basically everything else which you've got here, you can move on to Zone 3. So that's Tribulation mode for World 1 Zone 2. It's not too bad once you've learned it, obviously. So thanks for watching, folks. Good luck and have fun, and as always, I'll see you next time.